For speech 4, I'm going to be redoing speech 3. The three things that I need to improve on in this speech are I need to give a date to my sources because last time I put them out there with no context to how old they were. Secondly, I need to give a specific solution to the problem of Americans eating too much fast food. And thirdly, I need to follow the guidelines a little better. I need to make sure I'm within the time constraint. And I also need to give a specific call to action at the end. Let's get started. I ask you this. You wouldn't let your kids, nieces, or nephews run around snacking on sugar cubes all day, would you? Of course not, that's crazy, but you might as well be. According to Parents.com, in 2012, kids ate the equivalent of 1.5 of these sugar cubes each day. That's about 50 pounds of sugar per year, and the adults of our nation don't eat much less. Now, I'm not concerned about the sugar consumption specifically, but I am worried about the overall health of our nation. As a nation, we are very unhealthy. We are stuck on eating fast foods and foregoing home-cooked meals, and the kids of our nations are eating cheap, sugary foods at school and at home. We are also neglecting food education. Not many people stop and look at what they're putting into their body. These things all add up to why America is so unhealthy. By looking at this visual aid, we can see that in the past 50 years, the obesity rate has more than doubled. And right now in the US, 35% of people are obese and 69% of people are overweight or obese. The projections for the obesity rate in the year 2030 are not good. If we keep going on the path we're going on now, every state will have at least a 44% obesity rate, and most will be higher than that. Now, some of you might be saying, who cares if people are a little overweight? It's good to have some meat on your bones. So I'm going to give you the facts right now. In 2014, ObesityCampaign.org states that over $200 billion each year are spent on obesity-related medical bills. That's more than the US government spent on scientific research, Social Security, public transportation, and education in the year 2015. As before, the projections for the year 2030 don't get any better. By then, it's estimated that the cost of obesity will have doubled to $400 billion, and that's something we literally cannot afford. Luckily for us, the 2030 numbers are not inevitable. We don't have to spend hundreds of billions of dollars each year on medicine and procedures, and this country can lose weight as a whole if we just put forth some effort. To start, we need to get off of fast food. According to statisticsbrain.com, in 2015, Americans spent about $100 billion on fast food each year, and around 70% of us eat at least once a week. It's okay for the occasional quick meal, but it shouldn't become an everyday occurrence. A better alternative to fast food is a simple, quick, home-cooked meal. You can learn to cook home-cooked meals by checking out realsimple.com. It's not only a healthier way to live, it's generally a lot cheaper too. Another thing we need to quell is the overwhelming amount of sugar Americans consume, especially kids. Here's a picture of what 50 pounds of sugar looks like. Now remember, this is what we said the average child eats each year. My solution to this is try to limit the sugary drinks you and your kids get each day. Maybe limit sodas to just the weekends, or have one night a week where you get ice cream, but that's it. Finally, we need to pay better attention to what we put into our body. A lot of times, things that say low fat are high in sugar, and things that are 0 calories have artificial sweeteners that aren't good for our bodies. The best way to do this is simply keep track of what you eat, and try to cook for yourself at least once a week. Stay away from fast foods and processed foods as much as you can. If we implement these solutions, we can turn America into a healthy nation once again. But if we don't, the consequences will be dire. We haven't talked about obesity-related death yet, but now is the time. Looking at this graph from 2012, we see that the leading causes of death in the United States are cardiovascular disease and all types of cancer. Being obese can greatly increase the risk of both of these. Over 300,000 people die each year because of these obesity-related health issues, and that number isn't going to get smaller on its own. As my audience, you play a very important role in fixing obesity in America. You need to put forth an effort to make your own lives better and the lives of any children that you know. Try cutting back the sugary drinks a little bit and exercise a little more. Your kids are the next generation, and they're going to be affected by this epidemic more than any of us ever have before. If we want to turn America around, it starts with the kids, and it starts with you. If you want more information or wish to donate to this cause, go to obesitycampaign.org. Thank you.